I'm the Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your June forecast for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon. So this month I'll be looking at your major love lesson and 3 of the most significant dates during the month that support that lesson. This may be regarding a romantic relationship or an important connection that has some kind of bearing on your life. Now, your love lesson centers around the Justice card. So for some of you, there may be a tie to a Libra person. But for others of you, you're making an important decision. And, you may be focused on a fair outcome. So for some of you, this is going to tie directly to a legal affair. It could be that you want to restore the balance to a situation, whether that's your health, your obligations, a relationship, equal exchanges. And so you may be, again, making decisions where you manage something. You're coming up with a strategy. There are issues of accountability here where you may have to examine your conscience. You may be judged in some way, or you may be judging other people. This may have to do with settling old debts, whatever those are, emotionally or financially. You are carefully considering your choices now, and you're going to have to be very rational, have a clear-cut perspective about what the goal is. Now, this may involve, again, the legal system, a trial, a court case, intervention by the law, dealings with the law, some kind of litigation, or you may be involved in some negotiations concerning a contract or a binding agreement. Maybe you're seeking some kind of settlement, or you're offering one. So things that bind you to other people, business partnerships, marriage contracts, divorce agreements, and dealing with people who have the power to enforce those laws, rules, and regulations. For some of you, this comes down to an apology. So there's something going on, some new situations where you're going to have to make a decision and take some things that are occurring in stride without letting it upset other parts or aspects of your life. You're going to have to make some adjustments to situations, whether that means dealing with the unexpected, or making some changes to please yourself, or because someone else is demanding those changes. This is a time, again, of a lot of judgment. If you've made some mistakes, others are not prone to overlook what you've done. And vice versa, you are looking at other people and making a judgment call. So there's a need to establish something and put it on better footing. Maybe this is your daily routine, your responsibilities, your obligations. Again, you could be doing too much of something or too little of something. And the idea is to restore that balance. And this may be a time where it's easy for you to put things in focus, to reorganize your priorities so that you can meet your obligations with some peace. Now, for some of you, you're involved in something where it may be rather complicated and it may be difficult to remove yourself from a situation. And because there's such a huge concern over what's fair, you have to make sure that you are rational and objective, that you are not operating through any kind of prejudice, bias, preconceived ideas, because you may be taking offense to something where none was intended, or it could be that because you look at a situation a particular way, you're not able to be objective, and that adds some confusion to a situation. Now, the affirmation is, I accept support and love becomes a bond of trust. So sometimes you have to make the decision to make yourself vulnerable. And when you accept support, because that's difficult for some people, this is a scale of equal exchanges, give and take. So when you accept support, that builds trust between you and another person. Now, your important dates are the 23rd of June, the 2nd of June, and the 25th. So let's look at this in numerical order. On the 2nd, you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Swords reversed. So there's a new beginning for you emotionally, financially. This may tie into a settlement of some sort. Maybe you are released from some kind of legal situation that has been of concern for you. Upright, this is heartbreak, grief, frustration, and perhaps some bad news that's difficult to bear. In the reverse, which I don't normally read reverses, but it's come out this way. In the reverse, this could be the recovery after grief. Something is settling down, or it could intensify. So you may be dealing with some challenging situations, and there's an opportunity, though, to overcome. There's a new beginning. Now, you may have difficulty getting out of a situation if you have excessive burdens or debt, or there's some unexpected situation that requires an expensive purchase or a costly repair. Maybe you are releasing your frustration, though. There's some opportunity for gain. Now, it could also be a new beginning comes about. An issue could have occurred where there was a breakdown in communication or negotiations, and that begins again. This is about something being delivered. There may be issues concerning health or physicality or connections to others, new situations where you can establish something new, perhaps buying a home, making some long-range plans, some shared financial goals. This also ties to self-love. So for some of you, this may have to do with recovery from some kind of minor surgery or healing from some heartbreak or frustration. There's a desire for harmony. You may have to do some healing, some inner reflection, some inner dialogue to begin to come to terms with yourself, flaws and all. And perhaps it's not quite time for you to start a relationship until you begin that healing process. There could be an obsession with perfectionism, and you may have to let go of, accept yourself for who you are. So there's a need for healing. It could be you've been ignoring your appearance or your health for some reason. This again is about putting things in harmony. Now maybe this ties to a friendship or connecting to someone of like mind. There may be a group dynamic where there's an opportunity to heal something. Now on the 23rd, you have this Ace of Wands and the Five of Cups. So you may be struggling, trying to make this fresh start, or trying to get motivated or enthusiastic about something. Or perhaps you find the enthusiasm to trailblaze because you come together with others to solve a problem. This has to do with building an empire and some kind of, in this case, a ritual. So you may be excited about starting something that you've done before. Maybe this is some kind of ritual that's healing, or something, a pattern of behavior that feels comfortable and familiar. Whatever this is, this excitement, this attraction, this green light to go, means that you have to act on that energy before it fizzles out. And this may again tie to friendship. There's been some kind of change in the friendship. Perhaps you've been waiting in vain for something, or you're facing the truth about something, or there's some kind of ending. Maybe friendship is important in solving a problem, salvaging a situation. You could be distraught over something that you've lost, but you're not paying attention to the support that you're receiving. So this is about recognizing where a situation still holds potential, still holds support, where you can make that fresh start. And let me back up to the second. I keep forgetting to give the advice card. So on the second, when you were dealing with some self-healing issues, trying to release your frustration about an opportunity or things connected to finances, maybe excessive obligations or debts or burdens, whatever this is, it's worth it for you to try to create some harmony, either within yourself or with another person. You're looking at the value of something. By the 23rd, there's some changes that connect to friendship. Maybe someone is offering help, gives you a fresh start. You're trying to salvage something or not. This could be walk away. Now, it could be you get some help to walk away from a negative situation, or you're leaving something behind. Now, by the 25th, you have the Nine of Swords and Chariot. So there's some kind of anxiety. You feel like your heart's been skewered by something. Could be there's been a focus on a particular goal. Maybe somebody ran right over you. There's some anxiety about getting from point A to point B, whether that is metaphorically or figuratively or physically. Maybe you have a concern about vehicles or travel or your car. There's something that you're working toward, and it's bringing up a lot of emotions. Emotions that may be reflected back to you or have an impact on the environment around you. You may be focused on an illness or some choices that are being made. Maybe there's a choice about suffering, your own or that of others. Something is keeping you up at night because you can't find the answer, the solution. Could be you're trying to manage someone else's problems or fight their battles. For some of you, there's a tie to a Cancer person. But for others of you, maybe you're anxious to get on the move. You're anxious to move forward with something. Because again, the Justice card says you're going to have to accommodate some change that occurs. And in fact, there could be changes financially, changes to your schedule, to the plan. Maybe travel proves more costly than you had anticipated, or there's some delays or some miscommunication. And all the while, this is again drawing on those emotions, perhaps even making you angry. So this is a time where you have to be careful of letting your emotions overtake. It's a time of self-mastery, of concentrated focus, but still with sensitivity toward others. You may need to work with others in order to establish a goal or hit a target. This is about knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are and working in tandem with someone complementary. So sometimes you may be in the lead. You may have to take the reins to move things forward, and sometimes you have to defer to the choices of others. This speaks of remorse about something. Maybe somebody was insensitive. Maybe there's some regret, some anguish about trying to get your needs met above others. Something is going on out of the ordinary. Maybe this is tied to romance, a sense of adventure, something unusual. Could be there's some anxiety because you have some dealings with the law enforcement. So this is a time where you need to really be careful. On the 25th, be careful of your driving, be aware of accidents, dealing with law enforcement. There is a goal to move forward, and it's causing you some kind of anxiety, but it could be that this is all in your head. You are imagining the worst. So you're dealing perhaps with some inner demons, how to get past a situation that's caused you some suffering. Or on the other hand, you are very motivated to get going. And you have rebirth here, so I'm inclined to believe that you're just anxious to move forward on something that's very important to you. So there's some positive changes taking place. The rebirth, the renewal of a situation, revitalizing a relationship that starts again in a new form. Something is positive. You could be making some positive transformation as a result of a connection to someone else or a circumstance. You're very motivated to do better, to be your best. This may come down to changing your appearance in some way, or coming out of isolation, reconnecting to others, re-entering the dating scene, becoming more social. But there is a positive metamorphosis that has taken place for you. And it also may relate again to taking off. There's some success, some recognition, you're riding high. So there's the rebirth that makes you feel uplifted in some way. Your advice card is Dream Team. So you have perhaps assembled a group of people or some connections that give you solid information, advice, and support, or you formed an alliance where you share some goals and you work toward a dream together. Something may be taking off toward that end. Now, the underlying cards are Moon, Birth, Expression. Now, there could be something that has a secretive element, something going on behind the scenes. You again have birth. This could be the birth of a child. There's some joy about it, or the rebirth of your emotional vitality, something creative that you're doing. Maybe you're getting some recognition. This may also tie to mother-child relationships, travel, birth mother, giving birth to something. You are dealing with your emotions, psychological patterns, past memories, influences of the past, and digging deep psychologically and emotionally to get some answers. And this card encourages you to be vigilant, to not avoid those things that make you feel uncomfortable, to delve deep into the psyche to address, some issues, because whatever this is, it ties to your sense of nurturance and security, whatever provides that for you. For some of you, there is a hidden element, something clandestine concerning your circumstances. There may even be a form of deception or betrayal at play. Now, that may be coming actively through others, or perhaps where you have deceived yourself. So you are prone to being exploited or taken advantage of, or you may be doing that to others. So the Moon card encourages you to be vigilant, to seek answers, because if anything has been hidden, it's likely to come up at this time. So there could be some secrets coming out, or again, maybe you're starting something new. The Moon card is also, though, about being emotionally out of sync with others. You may feel especially sensitive, especially if you're being judged or you're judging others. You may take personal offense to what you feel is a criticism, or you may experience some kind of depression or ongoing financial worries and concerns that begin to take a toll on you physically. So you're encouraged to seek some kind of positive outlet or expression. Maybe you begin something new, some type of creative outlet or something physical, that you can distract yourself and feel a sense of peace, that you can step back from your problems. And you will be surprised when you maintain that emotional equilibrium, that solutions begin to arrive, those that will give you a new start. All right, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit that notify bell button. And please leave me some comments about these dates and what occurred for you.